when we talk about independence in Uganda, also very few people talk about the contribution by the other ethnic groups in Uganda.
Yes, yes.
You heard that said yesterday was the independence of Uganda.
Uganda, yes.
And then, but not much talked about Bunyoro. You know, Bunyoro contributed a lot in the independence of Uganda.
To the struggle towards independence,
yes.
Right from the Kabalega days.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that happens. But the most important thing is that when you look at the flow and that independence wave of the African countries, a lot has, sometimes people have said maybe these countries were forced into independence without being ready. But I also tell them,
they were not prepared.
Yes.
The colonials did not take time to prepare the leaders to take over from them.
Yeah, but the problem is someone comes into your house, takes your wife for a number of years, then comes back to say, are you now ready? So we were never to be ready because we were ready. The only problem is that our social life was disrupted for that period because a lot of things were introduced, foreign things were introduced, that we were not able to do the things that we enjoyed doing as Africans, and we were not able to continue with our life. So our lives were disconnected. Now there was a disconnect between getting back to life. Know that some people had already gone to school. People were now moving in the capitals of other cities to rally others for independence. But there was also the other group that remained behind. Now, that was and that disconnect, I think, has never been brought together. And for Uganda, we were even more unfortunate that we had these struggles, the religious wars. We had this ethnic wars, and then we also had at the same time our neighbors also. So this is some of the things that Uganda was
Ndugu, you can hold it there. Ndugu Mtuta, we have Jagenda online. Jagenda at Kololo, yes, perhaps you could tell us who has arrived and who is yet to arrive. Jagenda, I hope you're online. We actually wait to hear from you to know who exactly has so far arrived and who is yet to arrive. So as we wait to connect to Jagenda, of course, anytime the lines are through, we shall be bringing him on to tell us exactly who has arrived and who is yet to arrive. Yes, you're still making a point that we were not ready, but even if we are not ready, as soon as we got independence, we should have worked around the clock,
because
tooth and nail, to create that readiness as a country.
That had been created with the colonial occupation. But again, the colonials couldn't allow us to move that pace, because still they either brought people who were still their agents to be leaders. They continued with that system, and that system has continued up. It continued up sometimes to today in some of the countries that we see. But for Uganda, we have been lucky in that Ugandans have taken over their lives. It may be slow, but it is sustainable.
Now, let's look at, of course, we've talked about the issue of people demonizing their own country, Uganda, both within and without the country, and this calls for love for the nation. As I said, we need perhaps some kind of an activity or another kind of struggle on love Uganda, promote Uganda, which fits in the national mindset change.
Exactly.
So where is the missing link? Why do we see, especially the young people, their love for the countries, not as the young people in the 60s, 70s, how they loved their country?
The disruption, the social disruption, because of the struggles that we had after independence, and of course subsequently have also yielded into this because, like we said, monk see, monk do. The children are growing up seeing some of the things that we are splashes of the wars, of the issues, the problems that we have had in the past. But I think it's now a high time that we consolidate these gains and also promote this nationalism right from the grassroots, that people grow up knowing that corruption is bad. And if I steal money, it means I'm going to affect the road.
Yes, Jagenda online. I hope this time you can hear me. We wish to know who has so far arrived and who's yet to arrive.
And the President will continue there to have...
Well, thank you so much. Ndugu Akola and Mututa in studios, just right there. My name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka, right here at Kololo. It is very important. It's just a few minutes to 11 o'clock, but I can just assure you that it is indeed already very hot, and we just want to imagine what it will be like for the rest of the day. But fortunately, the guests are already arriving, and remember, they arrive in that protocol order, and the person who has just arrived now is Her Excellency, the Vice President, Major, retired Jessica Alupo. She's already here, but of course, earlier on we saw the others also arriving, the Chief Justice, the Deputy, the Chief Justice, the Command, the CDF. We've also seen the Speaker of Parliament, of course, members of Parliament. There are members of the diplomatical sect members, the religious leaders, quite a number of people here, so many embassies that are represented here, different ambassadors from different countries, all here. And I just want to imagine and think, because the Vice President is already here, we are only waiting for His Excellency, the President, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to arrive. And of course, when he arrives, then we will see all the other events unfolding as the plan is. But remember, we are just at the Kololo Independence Grounds here to celebrate our 59th independence on this day.
Stephen Kazimba.
Well, thank you very much, Jagenda Semakula. But the other issue that do we expect presidents from neighboring countries to come and be with us for this celebration?
For the Islamic faith.
No, specifically, this particular independence celebrations, there is no visiting head of state that was invited. The last event that we had with the visiting head of state was in 2019 at Sironko in Elgon area, where the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, President Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, visited. From then on, remember, we slid into this COVID period, and the celebrations here today are just restricted to only 600 persons who are attending, plus of course the parade mounted by the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police Force, and the Uganda Prison Services, those that we can see around here. But of course the guests, as you can see them, just these few, to ensure that we adhere to all the SOPs of COVID-19. So there is not a single visiting head of state from any neighboring country, but like I said, ambassadors from different African countries, different European countries from across the globe are here representing their countries, but we do not have a visiting head of state for this particular event here today.
Yes, Ndugu Jagenda, thank you very much. But again, let's come to the theme, celebrating our 59th Independence Day as we secure our future through mindset change. Your take on this, Ndugu Jagenda, how do we secure our future through national mindset change?
Of the band.
Well, thank you so much, Ndugu Akol. Mindset change to me is just like corruption is to me still. We are grappling like a country and like a continent to fight and to manage this vice called corruption. But I think in the same way, we're also grappling and struggling to see how to affect and to change mindset. Remember, when you look at our third national development plan, the NDP3, which we just started on to implement, has a whole chapter which is chapter 18, that talks about mindset change. When you look into the Vision 2040, when you look into the East African Vision of 2030, when you look at quite a number of documents, the Africa Agenda 2063, all of these are actually talking about a mindset change. And I think mindset change should not be somebody's responsibility, but I think it should be our responsibility, all of us as Ugandans, because it is something that we're all struggling with. So when I talk about mindset change today, I think we actually talk about something that we really need. And I think we need mindset change as early as yesterday. It is a tall order, but I think we can start on it, we can do it, and make sure that we achieve it. My only question is, when we talk about mindset change, is I keep asking this question: whose mindset are we talking about? Until we also define whose mindset we indeed want to change, then we shall be on the right trajectory of mindset change. But I've also been told that His Excellency the President is just actually not far away from here, and very soon we will see him arriving at the Kololo grounds here very shortly.
Well, thank you very much, Jagenda. And yes, that question comes to you, Mututa, before we actually go to Kololo. Yes, James.
Exactly. The mindset is not a particular group. It's not a particular society, but that all people must have. You know, the Kenyans have this thing here, fatanyayo.
Fatanyayo.
Now we need to fatanyayo that, but it has to be a deliberate leadership program that will, but then not only being the leaders, but also the behavior of the leaders that we need to emulate.
Well, as you can see on screen, President Yoweri Museveni, the Fountain of Honor, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, is actually arriving at Kololo Independence Grounds, where we are seeing the 59th Independence Day celebrations. And for now, allow me hand you over to Jagenda Semakula, who is at Kololo, who's actually going to take us through the entire celebrations, and we shall be back in studio after he hands over to us. Over to Kololo.
Really taken this nation from where it was in shambles, rehabilitated it, and now we are no longer talking about recovery, but we are moving to the first world nation. His Excellency the President, who leads the NRM party, has done a great deal for this nation. You can see this is the aura that brings in His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Dr. Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni. During the elections of 2021, we got to know also that name which was so new to us, but it's a beautiful name.